This is going to be one of those little mini-series videos where you get to follow the progress of this batch of fish. Now, it's not started at the very beginning because in truth, not been organised enough for that. However, they're at an awesome point now. This pond is a powerhouse. That right there is the stack of certificates. Every fish in that pond has got an original breeder's cert. We've got from the likes of Momotaro, Kondo, Sekiguchi, Sakai, you name it. It's kind of like the who's who of koi breeding in this pond. So yeah, today the idea is, to be honest, you're going to see there's a couple that have absolutely gone to shit. That's something to remember, because it doesn't matter how the high potential that fish is when it's younger, when these things start growing intensively with toe sight, some of them do go downhill. Doesn't matter what you pay for one of them, it could have been a few grand. I've seen it happen. They can go to shit, but as you will see, numbers wise, it is really only a couple of pieces from what I can see. The majority across the board are pretty exceptional. The only reason I'm thinning these numbers out today is needing some stuff. I've got customers asking me for bits out of this pond, and in truth, the numbers do need reducing. So they're actually not going to stay here. They're going to get moved into some ponds I've got prepared in the bigger greenhouse, and we're going to go from there. But we're also going to use these to have a look at some of the progress so far in closer detail as well. So happy days, going to get stuck into it. It's absolutely sweltering today. I think it's pretty much the hottest day of the year. So please excuse my face, absolutely teeming with sweat. It's just necessary evil. So size wise, we were about 17 to 20 cm when we started out with these. I think, I'm not quite sure, there's around 80 odd fish in this 1200 gallon pond. I'm probably expecting to see fish today possibly up to around 33, 35 top end. Mixed size, some were a lot smaller. This was just that case of, it wasn't probably my ideal situation. I was having to just adapt to what I've got, but yeah, just looking, this is going to be really, really hard. Oh my God. And look here, look. No, that's a Sekiguchi shower. Absolutely top notch. Not only the quality, the pattern level is really, really in this pond. Really in here, it's ridiculous. Look at the body on that, man. Wow. Nice bit of variety as well. A few oddballs in there. That's Kawakami Shisui. I think we all know my feelings on them. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. That is bonkers. Pattern level on that Kohaku. Wow, Sekiguchi shower. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of it's real big size variation in here. Oh my days. You see even just between that last one you've just seen and that's bonkers. What a piece. I'm pretty much sure that's a Momotaro fish. Looking at the body, the Benny always really seems to stand out on Momotaro, and look at the power in it. That's insane. So I'm going to get to sorting now, see where we're at, and yeah, like I say, we'll have a look towards the end. Just have a look at this, guys. This is a Momotaro shower. Rare items. This fish, when it came in, if you see how it's transformed, it's been remarkable, but I absolutely knew it was going to be a worldie, and it really is shaping up, seeming to be that way. But the power in it, what a piece. Growing like a machine as well. Oh wow. I tell you what, pretty easy to guess the breeder of that one. Look at them shoulders. If that's not a Sakai fish, I don't know what is. Oh my word. This is part and parcel. You know, this looked really promising at one point. That's a complete breakdown of the Benny, to the point where there'll be none of that left soon. Certainly if it carries on. If it actually stopped that fish now, you might find, stopped it growing, got it in some cooler water, you might find it actually started consolidating a little bit. It'll never come back. When it's gone, it's gone. But consolidation might happen. And then, but yeah, really, if you carry on pushing it, that's just going to completely dismantle and fall apart. Wow. Get the skin. That can be no doubt, that's a Momotaro fish. Oh my word. That Benny. I'm not quite sure what to say, to be honest. Wow, that's just one remarkable result, and I'm even more excited for what's to come now at this point. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how many's in here yet. Like I say, I'm not going to look at them all. We can just have a quick look now at this final selection and everything that's in here. You will notice one thing, this is causing me major issues at the minute because of pond space, is the size range still. Now the pond that I'm about to move these into, I wanted a size range really it's kind of 30 to 35 cm. I'm not going to get that, so I'm actually going to drop back and go 25 to 35 cm. It's a bit broader than I'd normally want to do, but the stocking level's a bit lower, so I'm not that worried that it's going to hold them back too much. But ultimately they're better being in there right now than tossed around somewhere else. It's not going to be as strong an environment for them. So yeah, I'm just absolutely blown away with what I'm seeing here. I mean, you can see stuff like this, look, Momotaro characteristics absolutely shining through. Even, you know, odd one here, this is actually a Suzuki Sankey, but look at that Benny quality. Absolute madness. Really, really is. Odd bit as well, a couple of Kawakami fish, absolutely banging Ginrin Goshki. Look at the body setup on that for a Goshki, it's ridiculous. Absolutely mad. Ginrin Sankey as well. It's a Beppu fish, absolutely delightful. Yeah, super excited. It's nice to see a good amount of shower in here as well. You know, they're not always the easiest thing to get good shower, and to have some of these Momotaro ones as well is really, really super exciting. So yeah, the pond they're actually going to go into currently has got the Akawa Tatigoi that I selected on my last trip to Japan, the Go Sankey and some Asagi. So like I say, these are going to join in there with them for now. Anything, if there is anything that exceeds 35, I'm not sure there is. There's another pond in there that I'm just about to sort out that's going to house stuff from 35 cm and over. So yeah, if anything's under 25, then absolutely God knows what I'm going to do with that. They'll more than likely still end up in there because I've not even got the energy right now to think about where I'm going to put them. I'm just playing chess constantly with the ponds that I've got. But there we are, not too much more on that. I think we're going to get a few of these in the bowl and look at where they have come from with the certificates to where they are now. I'm sure it's around a 3.5 month growing period these have had already. So bear that in mind when we're looking at them. And yeah, let's get them in some fresh water and see what we've got. Right, so starting with a selection of shower I've pulled out, and my God, is this exciting. This batch of fish is just absolutely mental. Yeah, I've got all the certificates here, so we'll have a quick look at these kind of one by one. You can see the progress so far. So starting with the Sekiguchi piece here, we've got that one. So that was 16 cm at that point on there. Now that fish is currently this one here. What a change already. The biggest thing you kind of noticed here is on the picture you can see there's a lot of blue skin. Now that is often mistakenly considered to be potential sumi coming up. As this starts to grow and get the size, we can see where this was blue is now actually becoming shiroji. That's a perfectly normal part of the process. It's just as the skin's thickening up, it was never going to be sumi. It just needed to let's say, the white skin to thicken, and that's the point that we get to. Like I say, we were 16 cm there, and we're now currently about 26 cm on that one. So that's done really, really well so far. And I'm really excited about that prospect moving forward. There's nice areas of Subo Sumi here, look, where we get the sumi sat on the white skin, which is really nice to see. You do tend to get that a lot in Sekiguchi Showa. Really nice head pattern. That's what you're going to see with all of these. The pattern level is really, really high across the board. And yeah, just looking at the whole flow and potential of that one, really excited to see where it's going to get. Let's say sumi wise right now we're not too concerned. It's really warm as well and they're in a big growing phase, but super prospect. I really like the look of that one. Next up, another Sekiguchi piece. Again, delightful. So we was at 16 cm there. Now this one's really, really shining right now. If we look at it here, the beni on it is just absolutely beaming. Look, skin level super high. Again, general pattern level just amazing. Sekiguchi Showa are renowned for their beauty amongst all the Showa out there, and they're really getting me these. I mean, again, we've got great areas, strong body, great areas of Subo Sumi again throughout the fish as well. Lovely quality Motogoro in that one. We can see it there in the fins already. So far, nothing out of the ordinary with this kind of development of that one. Again, you've had the same, if you look towards the back of the fish, the same kind of blue skin that I'm talking about. And if we look at it now, you can see that that has become prominent Shiroji. It's really thickened up and become that white skin. But yeah, again, really exciting piece. Can't wait to see where we get with that one moving forward. Size-wise, like we say, it's 16. We're probably around the same as the other right now. Yeah, about 27 on that one, which is good. And then it's like the non-stop Sekiguchi hits. Another piece. Again, really nice prospect on there. Well, I think young Showa like this shouldn't be, and they often are overlooked because of the lack of Sumi on there, which is something I never look at. When I'm initially assessing this fish, I'm just looking at the head, the whole body structure, and then you know, the quality of the beni, everything there. Sumi I'm just not worrying about. 18 cm that one was at, and we are now here with this one. It's looking really good. That beni really is superb. There, a lot more to come from it. There's signs of Sumi emerging. Look, we see it a little bit further down the fish, which is nice to see. You know, even at these water temperatures, for Sumi to be popping up. There's early signs of the top part of the memoir coming. And I mean, again, we look at the potential, the pattern potential of that when the Sumi comes is absolutely stunning yet again. Really nice piece, great head to that one, nice long head, good mouth. Just another, again, really exciting prospect. High pattern level. You're going to hear me say that a lot across this batch of fish because that's the quality level we're at right now with these. Nice Motogoro starting to surface in both fins again. Just a super fish. I'm really delighted with that one as well. And we was at 18 cm, we're now at 28 with that one. Again, we can see the Kiwa look really nice on this, the Marudo Kiwa especially on this back edge. So for those that don't know, Kiwa is the back edge where the beni meets the Shiroji, and Sashi is the front edge here where beni meets Shiroji, going the opposite way. And you can see Sashi, look, is that faint border that's sat there. Now what I'm looking for, you know, I've explained it before, but for those who may not have seen one of my videos, Sashi, this front edge is really important. Kiwa's a sign of quality. It can improve over time and naturally does, but you need to have a high level of it early doors. The Sashi, however, is one area where you don't want that to be perfect in a young fish because this is an indicator of the colour in the deeper layer of the skin. So I want to see some Sashi, but I don't want it to be too deep. This is a nice depth, it's around a scale of depth at the moment. But what I want to see is uniformity across it. So on every dan, which translates to step of the pattern, I want to see the same depth. And as you can see it down that side, look, 1, 2, 3, it's all exactly the same depth. So I know moving forwards, as that begins to tighten up and mature, that is going to eventually become to a really nice refined edge, which is something I want to see. Next up, one of the heavyweight of Showas, so difficult to get hold of, Momotaro Koi Farm. Now this to me, even now, is still a very unsuspecting fish, but these Momotaro fish have really raced on. So it was at 21 cm at that point. Here's the fish now. What a unit that is. Straight away, if we're just comparing now between the Sekiguchi Showas and the Momotaro, you can see, because this is another Momotaro fish here we're going to get to, you can see the huge difference in the body power setup of them, which we're going to expect, because Momotaro was probably, you know, they were the first breeder to produce a Showa over or hitting a meter. I think he actually got over a meter, Lion Queen, when she won the All Japan show. So remarkable thing what they did there. But yeah, size wise it was at 21. We're currently at 32 with that one. But again, this is not a fish that's naturally just going to catch you straight away. The Shiroji hasn't fully formed yet. There's still a bit of a blue tint to the skin, but it is forming well. You can actually see how the pattern's sort of separating and spreading out now from that point.
just look at that body setup. That's the bit we can't get away from with this. The Benny level, everything else is obviously brilliant. The pattern level, again, you know, we look at the Kohaku Benny pattern underneath, and although it's not essential, you know, when it's done and done well, it is remarkable to see. Sumi forming well, look, little bits that come up we can use an indicator of the potential quality. But in this fish, the Motogoro was the big indicator. Now, we're not 100% sure whether this Motogoro is going to stay or come up in the other fin, but it's still young. I shouldn't be looking at that right now, and I wouldn't recommend looking at it and being concerned that there is no Motogoro in that other fin. Still very, very young, and there's time yet for that to come up and develop in the other fin. So again, not something to really look at. It's all the qualities that we're focusing on with that fish, and primarily again just paying attention to that huge difference in body setup between that and the Sekiguchi shower in there. Next up, another Momotaro piece. Not quite the same body setup on this one as the other two when we have a look, but the quality level is absolutely shining through. We can really see it in the Benny. 20 cm that one, so we are, if I can actually find it, there we go. Again, another really exciting piece. Just look at that skin quality level. Same thing here, Shiroji's really in transition at the minute, so with a combination of thickening up, plus it tinting a little bit from the colour food that's being fed, perfectly normal to see it at this point in its life, but we've just got to pay attention to A, body, great head again, great mouth, nice height on the shoulders, Benny pattern, just delightful again, and you can see the potential balance coming through when that Sumi comes up. At the moment we can see that the Sumi is more pronounced on the Benny, which is normal because it acts as kind of like a buffer and pushes it up, whereas we've got the Subo Sumi sat on the Shiroji. It's going to take a bit more time to come through, but just again, overall remarkable piece. I'm excited to push on further. Really technical Benny pattern. When we actually look at this, we've got 3-step Sandan pattern, nice Odome at the back here. Look, the white tail stops, a really nice feature. Again, just look at how strong the Kiwa is. Maruzomi Kiwa forming across all the dans. And the sashi, if we look at this on the sashi on this one compared to the Sekiguchi show we looked at, it is tighter already, but there is some there, and it's a nice enough depth. Combine that with the amount of pigment cells I can see in the scales, again tells me I've plenty there for actually pushing that fish and growing it, and making sure that the Benny is going to remain stable. And we're currently at 27 cm on that one. So these have all been growing in one of the 1200 gallon ponds, and there's been around 80-ish fish I think overall, so it's not been lightly stocked. Next one up, another Momotaro show, and I can see this one's been on an absolute flyer. Really sort of nice long body line to this one. We was at 17 cm there. The fish is this one here, look, that's really stuck some size on, and I love this. This is the kind of body line that got the Momotaro showers big. The Mako showa line they created came from crossing in Mako Kohaku. That's what really corrected the kind of stout body that Showa typically used to have and stopped them pushing really, you know, much beyond the 80-85 cm barrier. But again, just look at the technicality of the fish. Absolutely amazing. Again, Benny pattern, lovely softer colour on this one as well. But that more elongate body, this one's really going to power through, and it wouldn't surprise me if it becomes one of the bigger fish in the end, to be honest with you. We've got areas again, we've got some Sumi well developed, amazing quality Sumi there, great Kiwa when we're looking, just got everything going on. There's not really anything too negative to say about it. Motogoro, we can see early signs of it in the fins as well. It's just a case of growing it, then waiting for that Sumi to come. Shiroji areas, yeah, they're more developed on this one actually, but you can still see there's a yellowy tinge to them, which again is just because of the nature of the diet that they're on with the colour food. And then we're at 30 cm on that one. That's had a huge jump up from 17, so happy days. Next one up, another Momotaro piece. So this has come from 18 cm, this one, and for me, yeah, this when I was going through them yesterday was a really standout one with a skin quality level. So we can see it here, it's really come on and progressed well. So the Sumi's kind of dropped down a little bit on it so far, which again can be a normal part of the process, but just look at the skin quality level, the shine across the Benny, across the Sumi that's up, across the Shiroji. That's going to be a real super strong characteristic of that fish moving forward. We can see again loads happening with the Sumi down both flanks, that side, that side as well. Going to be another really interesting piece to watch grow. Just look at the shine though in that skin. Again, if we look at the pattern level, really high pattern level, super refined kiwa on this one, which goes hand in hand with the skin quality level that it's got. Not really too much more to say that I haven't said about so many of them because of the quality level in the bowl, but again, we're looking at standout characteristics of each fish, and for me, that one, it's that skin quality level, it's excellent. Another piece I really like, this is back to the Sekiguchi stuff, going to be a really strong, really nice Kindai show of this one, and showing great growth prospects already. So we were at 20 cm there. Here's the fish now, again looking great. Lots of shiroji on that one, hence the Kindai term applied to it. Again, shiroji is a little bit tinted because of the colour food, but the beni is absolutely popping at this point. Sumi, there's going to be a little bit more of a surprise what's happening with some, but we can see early signs, look down here. So I'm likely the sumi is going to develop in a couple of ways on this fish. The likelihood of that one where areas we can't see could develop into big areas of sumi, and then the typical underlying areas we can see that will progress. I mean, that's going to play a big part in the overall balance of that fish as that comes through, and potentially in that area as well. But again, really nice body, great length to it, great power in the bone structure points across the fish. Just a very pleasant piece again that's got great potential. And we were 20 cm and we're now at 31 cm on that one. So done really well again so far. Very strong, very appealing piece, this one from Sekiguchi. So we were at 18 cm there. This one's been powering through well. And it is nice to see, look at the current state of that one. Amazing shine, great body setup to it, amazing balance. It is nice to see them, you know, when they're a bit more finished. And that's no detriment to this one at all. It's not that this sumi is finished. There's still a long way to go with it. There's still lots of areas across here, but what a piece that's potentially going to be by the time these come through to harvest. Nice to see, you know, that Sekiguchi sumi quality coming to fruition a bit more on this one, and we can see its level from the look at the Motogoro in the fin there, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, like I say, don't worry about that sumi being up. Just because that's up, it doesn't mean it's finished. There's still a long way to go. It's just a common mistake that people can make. Nothing wrong with that, just a stunning piece. And like I say, we was at 18 cm and we're now at 31 with that one as well. And now on to what is probably one of the absolute top pieces in the pond for me. This Momotaro shower is just pure outrage. It really is. 21 cm we were at. It's here, look, it's an absolute, without me picking it up, you see it in the bowl, it's an absolute powerhouse of a fish. That body is insane. This fish is going to grow huge by the end of the summer. It's going to be remarkable. It's got all the quality to back it up in the pattern elements as well, the skin quality elements, got absolutely everything. But then just look at this, look, the head is huge, the mouth is huge, the backbone, just absolutely everything. I am excited to say the least with that one. So let's see what the summer brings. I mean, it's so technical in its pattern, look, the odame there, such incredible balance throughout the whole fish. We've got Subo Sumi, Kasane Sumi, both types. Amazing, what a prospect that is. And size wise, let's say we're at 21, and no surprise to see that one in at 33 as the biggest one. So that's the shower. Going to get them in the new pond now, and then yeah, have a look at something else. Right, first thing I'm going to focus on here is when I speak about size differential, obviously what I've been aiming for, wanting to get as close as possible. Now, the reality is that for you guys, with a pond or two ponds, whatever it is, you're going to have a mixed bag because you just can't get that level of separation that I potentially can, even I'm struggling with at the minute. and that breeders can potentially, and when they've got a host of mud ponds available to them. So yeah, I mean, in the case of this bowl, there's a few fish. We look at this Ginrin Showa here. Now, this Ginrin Showa has always been massively behind the whole pack. The bit you really need to understand is it's not going to be of detriment to the other fish in the slightest. The detriment's going to come to this fish. And by detriment, it's not that this fish is not going to grow, because that has actually already grown considerably well from where it was. The issue is it's potentially going to hamper how far and how quickly it will grow over the same course of the season as these other fish, because of how dominant these will be in that environment. So just to reiterate on that, it's not that it will not grow, because that already has and done that really, really well. It's just that it will be hampered in what it can do. If I could isolate that fish and put it with a similar size group, and even in the case of that fish, a similar, you know, i.e. other Ginrin fish, that would really, you know, the growth pattern would be much more aligned, and we'd extract more from that batch as a whole. But also not forgetting the lineage that from Suzuse, it's a lot about quality and not so much about size. So, you know, there is a scope to how far they will go versus what's in this bowl, which is a lot of other very big-blooded fish in general from some heavy-hitting bloodlines. So just to be completely clear on that one, it's not that it's, you know, detrimental to its health or anything like that. It's just detrimental to gaining the maximum centimetres out of that fish in this particular case. When you end up mixing two different size classes, i.e. say small Tosai like these with Nisai or Sansai, one group can potentially really lose out because of the different feeding behaviours. So Tosai will often be first to the food, and then what you'll find is the big fish get there and might scare the Tosai off, or by the time they get there, the Tosai have already nailed it, and that can be a problem overall. But again, you know, both will survive in the end and do all right. Right, I'm not going to look at all of these in too much detail because I'm pretty much going to find that I'm going over the same stuff, because if we look broadly at where these are at, we can see a lot of them same, you know, super high pattern level, amazing qualities, just they're just ticking every box against the board. This is so exciting. One fish I do want to look at, I've not actually got the certificate for it, but is this Suzuse Sankey. Now Suzuse is a really old farm in Uenuma, and I mean, this is a Sankey that again could get really overlooked because of the lack of sumi. We can see it all under the skin, and a lot of Subo sumi under the skin, which is exciting. But again, you just can't ignore, for me, it's all about the quality level of this fish that I'm looking at. Insane Benny. The sash is a great depth, really consistently across all the fish. Really refined Kiwa, the Marizomi style as well. Amazing Benny pattern, you know, really technical in that respect. So all this fish is a case of, is just waiting. I can see a bit of sumi starting to emerge. We've just got to wait. Focus on growing it. The sumi is going to come. There's no doubt in my mind the sumi is going to come with that fish from what I'm looking at. So now, I mean, I wouldn't sell it anyway because I know what's coming. But if you saw a fish like this in a dealer's, don't be afraid to give it a go, because what you might find is as well, it'll be undervalued to where it will be by the time this sumi develops and it starts looking something like the finished article. I've got a couple of nice Sankey in here from Marudo. Marudo, one of the super prominent bloodlines in Japan that many breeders go to for Sankey, but just look at this as a piece. Quality of that is just absolute madness. Cannot wait to get that pushed on further, and this one as well. Really the typical Marudo style, looking phenomenal. I mean, the body on that right now is wild. Romping on as well. I mean, we're at 32 cm on that, and if we look back, that was 21 cm. So that's done really well so far. One fish I really like the look of is this, and this is nice to see how this has come on so far. Taniguchi Sankey here. So that fish was at, oh, no size on there, that's helpful. Didn't look massive though, probably around 18 cm there by the looks of it. And that fish is now here, look. And look at the transformation in that already. I love Taniguchi Sankey. This is just delightful. It really is. In every possible way. The flow, the balance, the body line to it, the depth of the colour, really nice and soft as well. Probably indicating that's likely going to be a female fish to me. What a piece. And now at 30 cm as well. And the sort of last one I want to take a look at here is just because the sort of undeniable Momotaro, Kohaku here. They always seem to stand out, these fish, and probably with good reason. The Benny's, it has a unique style and colour to it, which always stands out, but just look at the power in that body. Look, if we can capture the height there, the size of the head, the power in the head behind it that's sat in that bone structure, the backbone there, look, is just huge. And the thickness of this Benny, if we can really capture that, look, you've got that softness to it, but that really thick red wedge in the scale. There's so much pigment there loaded into it, it's remarkable. And that fish is now at 33 cm as well. And if we look back, that was at 22, so that's done remarkably well. Incredible stuff. So yeah, there we go. So there's others in the pond, but they're the ones I just want to have a look at today. Hopefully you've gained something from that as well. I'm going to get these in the pond now, get this wrapped up, and then finally I've actually freed another pond up in here to get some new stuff in and growing.
So this is the pond, these are the current residents where these are going to be heading into. You can already see it's probably not the easiest to see because of the reflections, but super fish. Ignore the big Sankey, that is an amazing Okawa fish. 70 boo champion at the Kyushu Koi show, insane, but that's going to be heading out of here soon. Yeah, we've got these Okawa Tatigoi that I selected in Japan, which are amazing. The Tatigoi Sage I got from him as well, which I'm super excited about because I've got such a soft spot for him. There's a couple of NND fish in here as well, so a nice mix so far with those added to them, and probably a few more bits along the way. There's currently 33 fish in here. I should say by the time that today's editions have gone in, there's not going to be room for many more at this point, but what a collection of fish. It's actually coming together in here. I'm super excited.